Alright, so what's up boys and girls? It's been a while since I've made one of these videos. Just want to kind of show you my deck, how it is recently. I think we're on 1.14 now. I think that I haven't changed my deck very much in the last couple of versions, just a few changes here and there. But I mean, since my last deck video, I think they've added quite a lot of different features to the game now. So like you can see, for example, there's the bonus HP for having the same units from the same factions or whatever. So I went for Mordon's army. I don't think there's anything different between the bonuses for the different factions. As far as I know, it's all HP plus 10%. Sorry, but yeah, I think I chose the Modern Army because I think out of all of the different groups, this particular set has the strongest units. And I'm just gonna try and go through each individual unit. I'm not sure which ones I've actually covered in the past videos, so I'm probably gonna go through most of them. Okay, so starting with the elite, I think it's the elite Arabian Guard. So I think this one's been in here for quite a long time now. Oh sorry, elite Arabian soldier, sorry. So I think most people know the good points about this one. Mainly I have it on my deck because it stops the Metal Slug attack, because he moves very quickly across the screen with his special attack. So it's very good for kind of getting in the front and stopping the Metal Slug attack, getting all your other units. But yeah, it's quite cheap to build at 90 AP. So I would say it's fairly useful. Probably one of the ones that you would want on your deck, just because of the fact that it stops Metal Slug attacks. And then next we have the, where is he? Oh, here we go, the paratrooper. So yeah, this one's very cheap to build. If it gets killed, it doesn't give the opponent that much of an AP boost. And of course, I think most people already know, but it kind of creates an invisible wall while it's coming down. So I mean, if it's sort of up here, and then let's say for example Leona is coming towards you, she won't be able to get to your ground units. The invisible wall will stop her. So yeah, that's why I have this unit. I think there are more units now that do ignore its invisible wall. I can't remember specifically which ones, but I think one of the ones that I remember is the suicide bike, the exploding bike, that ignores the invisible wall. And then I think maybe the new bear unit as well. I can't be 100% sure, but I think those two are the ones that I remember. I can't remember if the bear 100% goes under it, but I think it does. But yeah, so I mean, not many people use Leona anymore anyway, because I think they toned her down too much, and there's too many ways to beat her now. So yeah, anyway, moving on. The Girida-O. So this one was actually recommended to me by a YouTube user, so thanks for that. So yeah, this one's very cheap to build at 70 AP. Very good firepower. It says that it builds, I think it builds slow. I think it's a slow build unit, but it does build at a fairly good pace, especially once you've kind of maxed out all your build speed and everything. But I think one of the good things about this is, as I mentioned, the exploding bike goes under the invisible wall. But if you have this the special loaded up and ready to use, a lot of the time the Girida-O's special will beat the bike. So it's one thing to kind of bear in mind when you're building your deck. Even though there might be weak points in your deck, so for example the paratrooper versus the exploding bike, when you have something like the Girida-O, it kind of defends against that weakness. But I think in general this is a very good unit, just because of the kind of the strength of its special is very good, I think. Next to the LV armor, so this I only just added I think yesterday. I noticed that it builds at 80 AP. I'm not sure if it's been like this for a while, but I think I just wanted something that builds fast, and its special is pretty strong. I think the sort of missile that it shoots at is pretty strong. I think it fires quite rapidly as well. So I mean, coupled with the Girida-O, it's quite a good unit to have. I think both of the units have about 3000 HP. So they work as a good team, I think. But yeah, I think this is quite a good unit to have. I'm not sure what other units it works well with, but I think it works well with the Girida-O. But yeah, I only added this yesterday, so I'm still kind of experimenting with it, but so far it seems that it's working quite well. So I think I'll keep this on my deck for a while. And next up we have the patrol robot. Oops. Yep, the patrol robot. So I think this has been quite a good unit for a long time. I think they did tone it down a bit, but it's still really effective just because of the range that it shoots at. It's good for kind of keeping units at a distance. It's good for taking out small units. Sorry. Well, yeah, I think this is a very good unit. Builds at a fairly decent pace, I think. But yeah, I think it's a really good unit anyway. Then next we have the AIRBONE MELTY Honey. So like the paratrooper, this kind of it doesn't really create that much of a wall, but it does sort of. It creates like a slight wall beneath it. I think that the metal slug attack can't go under it. I'm not 100% sure, but this is also good as an anti-air unit. So I think its special shoots up like this. It shoots missiles up like that. So a lot of the time when the ARABIAN comes along to drop its bombs, this the AIRBONE MELTY Honey special will usually take it out. So it's a really effective kind of, it's a good kind of like tank unit to protect your units, and it's also good against the ARABIAN units. So as soon as you take out an ARABIAN unit, you usually get quite a good AP boost from that. So yeah, I think that this is quite a good unit to have in your deck. And then I'm going to cover these two together because they're not the same unit, but they basically do the same thing. I think I think it's good to have these two in pairs. I wouldn't have just one, just because of the kind of firepower that they put out together is really effective, I think, against ground units and sometimes other air units depending on the type. But they also have different shooting patterns, so yeah, I always like to have them as a pair. I wouldn't really separate these two units. But yeah, I think when you use the, what is it, ARABIAN, is it? Yeah, the ARABIAN. I think one thing that you have to keep in mind is that when you're using it, always watch out for its special. By that I mean, Once it finishes doing, I think, 2 to 3 rounds of missiles, it will usually move forward and then drop some bombs and then fly off. But if you do the special while or after it's dropped the bombs, you can use its special to shoot out another set of missiles. And I can't remember correctly, but I think if you do the next set of missiles, it will drop another set of bombs. I can't remember for 100% sure, but I think it does. But yeah, these two units I would always use as a pair. I wouldn't separate these two. Very good set of units, I think. Very useful, very good firepower and everything. And then the next one, the Haidu. So this was a fairly recent addition to my deck. So as you can see, I have about 677 medals at the moment, and the reason for that is I haven't cheated or anything. During I think the Christmas period, I went back to the UK, and then I noticed that in the free medal section they were doing a kind of campaign where you could get, I think it was 1.5 times medals for every kind of promotion that you did. And I'm not sure if it was only in the UK, if it was only in the UK or maybe in America as well, but some of the free medals that you get some of the free medals the options that you get that I got in the UK were a lot better than the ones in Japan. So I'll just show you quickly. So I'm in Japan at the moment, so these are the kind of the ones that I have at the moment, and I think most of them are kind of for like online shops or something like that. Most of them you need to buy something in order to get the medals. But then when I went back to the UK, most of them were for games. So I think it was, one of them was like Clash of Clans or something. You would get I think it was 200 medals or something to run the game and play it for a while or something. And then there was another one, I can't remember the name, but it was something like stupid, like 200 and something for getting your level up to level 5 or something. But I got so many medals doing that. I think in total maybe I got about 1,000 or so medals. So I was able to buy the Haidu, I was able to upgrade it. And yeah, one of the good things about this most recent update is that you can now upgrade your units up to 30 using these points. I can't remember what they're called. So you can see that my points have all gone now because I've just been upgrading everything. But yeah, that was really good. I always kind of hated using 30 medals to upgrade my units up to level 25, so that was quite a welcome addition. But anyway, on to the Haidu. So this is quite an expensive unit to build at 700, but I think it is worth that value to build. The reason is I mean, its firepower when it's shooting normally against ground units is very good. It shoots like a big cluster of missiles. It also, when you have it special ready, it will fly up and go to, I think it's usually the unit at the front of the opponent's front unit, and it will start shooting in this kind of way. So it will shoot from front to back, or back to front, whichever way you see it. Yeah, I think it's good for taking out a lot of air units when it has its special. And then of course when its special is done, it goes back to the base and then it slowly makes its way back. I think when it first came out, a lot of people complained, maybe not complained, but they said it wasn't a good thing. But I do think the fact that it goes back and then comes forward again, I think that's a good thing, because basically it gives it a chance to build up its special again, and once it's kind of sitting there, it's because it's such a huge unit. I mean, you can see compared to all the other units, it's a really big target, so it can get destroyed quite easily if it's just sitting there. So I think the fact that it goes back to the base and moves forward again is a very good thing for it. So yeah, do use it special whenever you have the chance. I think usually I let it shoot about two shots of its normal shots before letting it go up. But then it does depend on kind of how hectic the match is. But yeah, I recommend this unit a lot. It does cost a lot at 400 medals, but I think it is one of the kind of units that you do need, I think. Just because, I mean, even the fact that a lot of people use it nowadays, it's good to have. And lastly, we have Modern, which I've covered quite a lot in past videos. I mean, nothing much has changed about him, I think. I think, as I might have mentioned in old videos, when you get matches where you're kind of evenly matched and you're not really going anywhere, all that's going to happen is it's going to come down to Modern, whether you can get a special to come out, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it for Modern, I think. Yeah, I think there were some other units that I bought but I haven't really used, like this paratrooper, the W paratrooper. I had that for a while coupled with the normal paratrooper, but I think there were just so many other good units that I thought it was a waste to have two of the same unit. What else did I buy recently? I bought the mortar unit as well. I've seen a lot of people use this. I'm not sure if a lot of the people that use this are cheaters, because I see them making like big long lines of them, and I know that it's a fast unit, but it seems quite stupid how many people are able to build, and especially when everything else is going on. Are they really able to keep up with trying to stop it here, stop it here, stop it here? So it does seem a bit stupid how people use this unit. Not in the sense that it's a bad unit or anything, but it seems a bit strange how people are able to control it so perfectly. I do think it is a good unit, but I don't think it's as good as some players are making it out to be, how they're using it, just due to the fact that I'm not sure whether they're cheating or not. But yeah, anyway, I think that's pretty much it. There were a couple of new units. I think someone just asked me today what I think of the new units, and I think basically they're too expensive to buy, and they don't really fit into my deck at the moment, so I haven't bought any of them. I did think the Vanguard seemed quite good. Its special seemed quite good. Otherwise I'm not too sure about that one. The Smasher seems quite good at blocking air units. Again, I'm not sure how good it is because I don't have it. And the Crab Tank, I have no idea. Personally, I don't think it seems that good, but it might well be a good unit. But again, I haven't seen many people using them, so I don't really have a good opinion on these units yet. I think because there's only three new units, I think I would just say wait for the next update and see what happens. There are so many good units at the moment. I've seen so many good decks that I don't think it's worth wasting any medals on the newer units. I think just see kind of which units kind of work for you, I guess. I mean, as I say, some people sometimes ask me, oh, why do you have this unit, why do you have this unit? And as I mentioned kind of earlier, a lot of them do work with each other, which is why I have them. I mean, my deck is kind of built in a very specific sort of way that I feel all works with each other. So if I took out one thing, I'd have to kind of think quite carefully what to replace it with, or how it's going to work with the rest of my deck. And I think that's really important when you're building your deck, to kind of think, like for example, the patrol robot is a very weak unit, I think, in terms of its HP. Usually it gets taken out quite easily, but then you have these three, the Arabian soldier, Girida-O and LV armor, kind of out in front in protecting it. So you do kind of have to think about how everything is going to work with each other. Not just, oh, this unit's strong, this unit's strong, this unit's strong. I mean, it does work sometimes, but I mean, what I'm basically saying is you do have to kind of think about how everything works in relation to each other. Some units are good for being shields and attacking. Some units work very well, but they need a shield, you know. It all kind of works in relation to each other, I think. And yeah, basically that's kind of my deck at the moment. As I might have mentioned, I am kind of still experimenting with units. I'm a bit reluctant to buy so many units because I just want to see what else comes out. Because I think, like with the Haidu, when that came out, I didn't have enough medals to buy it. So at the moment I'm a bit reluctant to keep buying new units to try out again and again, just in case something big comes out that is kind of necessary. But anyway, yeah, that's my deck. Thank you for watching, and as always, thank you for your support and for the thumbs up and the views and everything, you know, all the comments, you know. I'm always really happy to get comments. I'm sorry that I don't always have enough time to reply straight away and to make so many videos. It's just that I tend to have a lot to do in my private life, so yeah, whenever I do get a chance, I'll try and make another one of these videos. If I get into the routine of making videos, I'll try to make new versus videos every weekend. If there's anything else you want to see, just let me know in the comments. I do always read every comment, and I take aboard what people want to see. I mean, if you want to see kind of specific units gameplay or something like that, I'll try to cater to you. It depends if I have the unit or if I'm willing to buy the unit, and how many medals I have and whatnot. So yeah, just let me know if you have any questions, what you want to see, and I'll try to do it. But anyway, thanks for watching to the end, and as always, it's much appreciated, and see you next time.